Honorable Speaker, I must say that I'm extremely disappointed from the onset in terms of the sort of filing that has been done by the governor's team. And perhaps at the inception of this hearing, all the parties need to introduce us to the documents they have filed. You need to be able to say, and I say this with the greatest respect because the Honorable Katwa Kigen is a litigation lawyer of no mean repute, but I must say that this is below standard because, Honorable Speaker, first introduce us to the documents you've filed. Say, my documents are colored, I think this is peach. I'm being told by the ladies that this is peach, Honorable Speaker, because the men should abstain from discussion.
Proceed, Senator.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, the volume that Council is referring to as Volume 1 is in fact not paginated. Perhaps what he needs to do, because he had indicated that he had filed a separate volume that was properly paginated, let us allow him to withdraw the documents that are not properly paginated and give us the volumes that are properly paginated, because this exercise is going to be extremely painful if we proceed in the manner that we are proceeding. Let each party introduce their documents. Let each party substitute documents that they believe they want to substitute so that we can proceed in a manner that is a bit easier, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Senator Mogeni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I fully understand and sympathize with the agony that senators are, finding themselves in trying to get the pagination, but also sympathize with counsel. He has made records, I think about 8 bound copies for 67 senators. My copy, the one I have, is well paginated. He was making reference to page 386, 387. I seem to be having a properly paginated bundle, that is volume 2. What my colleague, Senator Wambua has as paginating that reads, if you go to it, maybe I can show it to the senators, it reads something like 375, 374, 375. It's not easy. It's not an easy task. I'll plead, Mr. Speaker, that those of us who have the right copies, it's very easy to make reference to the page. The ones that have a copy that has a problem, we just try to find the page. Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Senators.
Mr. Speaker, as
Can Senator Mogeni be held in silence? And we don't raise hands here,
yes.
Senator Orwobo. You know what to do.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said, it's not easy to prepare all these bound documents. Let us know the senators who don't have the right copies, because the one I have is well paginated. So the ones who don't have a bundle that is not well paginated can draw the attention of the clerk, then they can swap. Maybe council can supply another copy, because it seems some of us have well paginated document, others don't have.
Okay, Honorable Senators, so that we make progress.
Mr. Speaker, sir,
that we make progress, Council.
Yes, can I identify the ones that are correctly paginated with the color so that we are kindly, Mr. Speaker,
if Council, you would wait for my directions? Good. So that we make progress and we carry all the senators along. First, what are your documents?
Mr. Speaker, sir, my documents are volume 1.
Introduce your documents first.
Yes, thank you,
and
Mr.
as you introduce your documents, honorable
yes.
senators, confirm that you have that particular bundle.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, proceed.
The first volume is bound with a green cover, sorry, a blue cover. Mr. Speaker, sir,
it's bundle number. What is the title of that bundle?
It is titled Statement of Defense by Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai to the Senate Impeachment Proceedings.
Okay, stop it there. Now, honorable senators, do we have that particular bundle? So, Council, some have the same bundle, but it's in a different color.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as I explained, I had initially filed one which did not have proper pagination.
So the one in
the one with
the
blue,
one that is not blue is
Yes.
not the correct bundle.
Yes,
So,
yes, Mr. Speaker.
So should we withdraw that?
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay, honorable senators withdraw the bundle.
Volume 1 other than blue.
Now, honorable senators, I'm informed that we do have the correct bundles. They can now be brought in by the Secretariat. So, clerk, can you arrange for the immediate distribution of those documents? You're going to be given a whole set of documents. So just withdraw what you have. Clerk, you have 5 minutes to do that so that we make progress.
Well, if you're joining us, is that the Senate proceedings on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Kericho County, that is Dr. Erick Mutai, has commenced at the floor of the Senate. Earlier on, we saw the reading of the charges done by the clerk of the Senate, with the governor taking the stand and responding to the charges as read by the clerk. Then the stand before this particular break, that is sort of a 5-minute break for the members to be able to familiarize themselves with the documents that have been presented before them by the legal team of the governor. The senior counsel, that is Katwa Kigen, had taken this stand, but of course there were new documents, or rather other documents that the senators had indicated were not known to them or had not been availed to them earlier, and therefore, or rather thereby, the speaker allowed a 5-minute time just for the team to be able to avail those documents to the senators, and for the senators to be able to go through the documents. So allow me to hand you over back to the...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm just rising to request for a bit of guidance and probably clarity. Mr. Speaker, this is a time-bound process. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Even this one is dead.
Honorable members, allow time for the system to be fixed so that we can proceed. Just a few minutes.
Well, this is the Senate proceedings on this day with regards to the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Kericho County, that is Dr. Erick Mutai. The county assembly on the 2nd of October resolved to have the governor removed from office by way of impeachment and made their resolution known to the Senate. The Senate opted to undertake or consider this matter by way of plenary. And the process has begun this morning at 10 a.m. What we are seeing now is that the House is going through or still receiving some documents that have been presented by the legal team from the governor's side. Earlier on, the charges were read to the governor, which he pleaded not guilty to all of them. And then we saw the legal team from the governor's side, led by the senior counsel Kato Keegan, also taking the stand to make their statements, opening statements. But there are documents that the senators had indicated that were not in their possession. And the governor's side indicated that the documents are available and can be shared with the members. So that is what we have just seen, the documents being shared for the members to be able to go through and familiarize themselves with the contents of those documents as the presentations continue. Remember, both parties are inside the chambers. That is the party of the side of the governor with his legal team, as well as the side of the county assembly of Kericho County, of course, with its legal team as well. And the process for consideration has already begun. As you can see, members consulting in low tones there, as well as also going through the documents that have been shared by the governor's side. The charges that are facing the governor, that is the governor. He is seated inside the chambers. Of course, throughout this whole process, those two parties will be present inside the chambers until the time of voting, when the Senate will be retreating to make its decision. But throughout all the presentations, both parties will be there. Remember, at this point, both parties will be required to give out their evidence, whether it's witnesses whom will be taking the stand, or whether it is a video or audio clips that they would be wishing to play, or whether it's...
Senator Fuller, Senator Sek, Senator Alan Chesang. Now, as we are struggling to restore the system, we are going to use the two microphones, microphones that are placed on the dispatch. So any senator willing to say anything will have to walk to the dispatch and proceed to say whatever they want to state, so that we save on time. We cannot wait until the system is back. Now, I want to believe that all honorable senators have been given the correct bundles. Is that the position, honorable senators? Yes. We do have the correct bundles. Now, as you may have noticed, we have lost considerable amount of time. As Senator Boni has correctly stated, this is a time-bound process. According to our standing orders, we are supposed to give only half an hour to preliminary objections. We have gone beyond that. So I seek your indulgence, honorable senators, so that we move with speed. I will allow the counsel for the governor to proceed and conclude raising his preliminary objection. And thereafter, I will allow the county assembly team to respond. Thereafter, the plenary will have an opportunity to respond or make any intervention or rather debate the preliminary objections as raised by both sides. Counsel for the governor, you had done 10 minutes before the confusion on documentation arose, and therefore you have 20 minutes to conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I first of all thank you, honorable senators, for the accommodation you've extended to me. I appreciate the point made by Honorable Sifuna that I fell below what they have come to expect of me. My profuse apologies. Now, the second order I was referring to is found at page 22 in volume 1, and the effect of that order was that it stopped the county assembly from engaging in discussing and making any resolution on the impeachment. That notwithstanding, they proceeded to engage in discussing it and made the resolution, attendant to which it was forwarded to the Honorable Senate. It is our position that having acted in violation of the court order, the impeachment motion before you within the meaning of the rule of law should not have been forwarded. And the relevant part of that order is order number 5, in which the Senate was told that pending inter partes hearing, the motion dated 1st of October, interim conservatory orders are issued against the respondents jointly and severally, suspending and staying the debating, considering or acting upon the notice tabled on 23rd September 2024, and motion moved on 24th September 2024 for the removal of the applicant governor from office. Those are my first 2 preliminary objections. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to move on to the 3rd preliminary objection, and the 3rd preliminary objection is to the effect, Mr. Speaker, sir, that this motion before you does not meet the 2/3 threshold. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, the absolute facts upon which I wish to raise that preliminary objection as number 1, Mr. Speaker, sir. I know I'm out of time, so I'll be as fast as possible. The first one, honorable senators, is that Kericho County has 47 members of county assembly. And,
Honorable members,
yes.
so as we make progress, can we have silence? Please, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Kericho County has 47 members of county assembly, 30 elected and 17 nominated. Mr. Speaker, sir, all of them are functional in the sense that there is no vacancy and there is no situation where there is any vacancy that is not occupied. Now, Section 33 of the County Governments Act requires that an impeachment motion must master at least 2/3, and I put emphasis on the use of the word at least. Now, for County Assembly of Kericho, constituted of 47 MCS, that the 2/3 is achieved when the vote comes to 31.3. Thank you. I'm being asked to change the microphones. Now, in the case before you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators, the impeachment was passed with a vote of 31 votes. And it is our argument that 31 is not the same as 31.3. If you combine the use of the word at least in Section 33 of the County Governments Act with the threshold being 31.3, when you scale down to 31 as opposed to 31.3, then you have immediately fallen short of the requirement of the statute requiring at least 2/3. Now, 16 of the county assembly members, as per the Hansard which you have been availed, Mr. Speaker, sir, and that Hansard is in volume 1, page 82 to page 161. page 82 to 161 contains the answered proceedings of that day. And the significant pages would be page 160 to 161, at which the Speaker of the County Assembly then wrestled with the question whether 31 amounts to 2/3. He then goes on to say at page 160 that my position is fathomed by the fact that we have customarily and by practice since the inception of devolution taken 1/3 of the members of this assembly, that is Kericho Assembly, to be 16, meaning the balance of the members being 2/3 is equivalent to 31. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators, I will show that on that, the Speaker of the County Assembly was very specifically wrong and misrepresented the facts. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, having said then that it is only 31 out of 47 who voted.
Senator Manzo and Senator Kajuang, let's hear the council in silence so that we make progress. Please.
With that in place, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is my argument that if the honorable senators were to abstract the argument for one moment, the provisions of Section 33 of the County Governments Act, if they were to abstract and imagine that you draw a line at the point at which 2/3 falls, you would be drawing a line at the point at which you are achieving 31.3. Now, if you come to 31.2 or 31.1 or 31, you have fallen short of the provisions of Section 33 saying it must be at least. It is our argument that this motion could only have succeeded if it had 31.3 and above. When it scaled down to 31, it immediately fell short of the provisions of Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Kericho County Standing Order number 74. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also want to invite the attention of this Senate to the events that have happened previously in the County Assembly of Kericho. On the 20th of September 2022, as can be seen in volume 1, at page 34 to page 39, at 34 to page 45, an impeachment motion was taken out against the previous sitting governor, and more particularly at page 34, may I make a correction, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators? The impeachment is at page 34 to page 36, not 37, page 34 to 36. It will be noted that those impeachment proceedings of the honorable previous governor that took place on the 14th May 2024, you will see 14th May 2014, 10 years ago. At paragraph 1, the Honorable Speaker then indicated that I wish to notify the members that there is a constitutional requirement and standing orders that for this motion to pass, there should be 2/3 of the members present in the House. So the clerk, before the motion is moved, kindly confirm that we have 32 members. It is clear 10 years ago that the Kericho County Assembly was very clear in its mind that any impeachment or the threshold of 2/3 requires 32 out of 47. I would like to cite another example that happened 2 years ago, and that is at page 37. And I have particular reference to what is contained at page at page 42 of that bundle. At that page 42, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators, this was the election of a speaker, but not just any speaker, but this specific speaker, Mr. Speaker, sir. And in that discussion also, whether he could take office or not, it was discussed to this effect when it was being presided by the clerk. The clerk said, "Thank you very much, honorable members. Before we proceed to count the votes, I have very important message to communicate. Please note that the person shall not be elected as a Speaker of the County Assembly unless supported by 2/3 of the members of the County Assembly. 2/3 of 47, we need 32 votes or more. And that if we don't get that, then we'll have to repeat the elections." Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like also to play the audio upon which this specific speaker who presided over these proceedings was elected and which reflects that 32 votes. I request your IT department to play video number 2. That's not video number 2. Video number 2 is with the speaker. I don't know whether they are playing video number 2 of. Yeah, it is a video where the clerk is presiding over the process of elections, and it is the video submitted by the governor as opposed to the video submitted by the county assembly. Video number 2, please. Mr. Speaker, sir, can I proceed and then we come back to the video when it's found so that we save on time?